Hey everybody, my name is your host, Calvin Logan with the Logan Power Show, nationwide, worldwide. Well, man, it's a blessing, it's an honor for you listening to me right now. The Logan Power Show, we are nationwide, worldwide. We are here to impact the community, make a difference for all those that are watching us. Always look us up at www.theloganpowershow.us. We're here to come into your household to make a difference in your lives. We're here to educate, we're here to uplift, we're here to make a difference in this entire community. This nation will know that to God be the glory. Jesus is the way, Jesus is the reason for the season. Today is the day to donate to us. www.theloganpowershow.us. I'm telling you right now, you sow a seed here, Bible promise return on your giving. We're here to make a difference. We appreciate all that you do. Going on YouTube, checking out the Logan Power Show. Hey, like us on Facebook at the Logan Power Show. We got our own supporterships page at the Logan Power Show supporters page. Call us today at 843-697-5545. Finally, again, email us at the loganpowershow@gmail.com. Well, I tell you right now, we're going to trust and we're going to lean on God. This show's going to make a difference. We're going to make it happen, family, and we do it together. We're going to make an impact in this nation and across the world. This is me, your host, Calvin Logan, nationwide, worldwide, the Logan Power Show. We love y'all. Hey everybody, welcome to the Logan Power Show. It's me, your host, Calvin Logan, live here at Impacting for Life World Ministry here in Goose Creek, South Carolina. Well, I got with me, ladies and gentlemen, a lady who has a testimony. She has a business. God has truly saved her life. She has a great story to tell all. The one and only Miss Tiffany Williams. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Great. Glad to have you here on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Amen. Amen. Without further ado, I've been telling people about your great testimony on social media. Tell people about who you are, Miss Tiffany Williams. Who?
Of course, my name is Tiffany Williams. I'm 41 years old. I'm a native of Harlem, New York, but I grew up in Washington, D.C. Okay, and I grew up in Washington, D.C., and I've kind of been all over. So I came here when I was 6 years old. I stayed until I was 8, and then I moved to D.C., and that's most of where my rearing was. I love D.C. I'm a district girl, and I've been down here since I was 18, but I always migrate back home to visit. That's just where my heart is. I have children, 21, 15, and 14-year-old twins. And my story starts about everything was normal up until I was about 6 years old. And I was first molested by a family friend. You know, when you're growing up, you have people who you call a cousin. They're not really a cousin. And he made me have oral copulation on him. And the ironic thing about that is adults were in the house. It wasn't like I was left solely alone with this person. He was just that brazen. And I just remember, you know, him motioning me to come over, and, you know, he forced me to do it. Thereafter, I don't remember articulately how I expressed that to my mom, but I know that she took me to the doctor, and she was relieved that there was no vaginal penetration, but there wasn't any vaginal penetration. So how we got to the meat of that incident is we revisited this situation. We revisited the conversation in October of 2005 when I expressed to her that I had been molested by her nephew thereafter for 5 years on and off, because I was, you know, in and out, coming down. I was living in D.C., but I would still come home down here for the summers and breaks. You know, in D.C., you start school in September. So it was happening on and off, you know, from my cousin, from the first person, and then my cousin, which is her sister's son. So when we revisited that situation, she was like, I didn't know that that happened. As far as the first, when I said that he made me have oral copulation on him, she just was like, the doctor said there wasn't any vaginal penetration. And, you know, knowing my mom, she probably just was like panicking, like, you know, taking me to the doctor to make sure it did. But my whole thing about that is molestation is real. It's not okay. And it's imperative that if this occurs to any child, you take them to get clinical counseling. That's where the ball was dropped with me. There was no clinical counseling. These people are in place for a reason. I'm 100% certain that if my mother had took me to get clinical therapy and clinical counseling at that moment from the first incident, the second incident, which lasted longer, would have never occurred because these people are experts. They're able to extract information from children in a strategic way. That's their area of expertise. Everybody has a purpose in life, and that's what clinical counseling is for. So when we revisited that situation, the mother that I have, she's a very strong person. She immediately was like, let's go. So we went to confront my cousin, which is her sister's son. And we confronted him, because prior to that, he had been calling and, texting and calling. And when I was away in D.C., it was almost like what had occurred didn't happen. It was like I wasn't down here anymore. I was living a great life. I had new friends, new school, new ambiance. I was ecstatic. And when I moved back here, and I know this happens a lot, I had repressed memories. I started having memories about the familiarities about my life. And because I am a person who wants truth, I had to ask him, did he remember what he used to do to me? And he told me he did. But he also used reverse psychology on me. And that's one of the reasons I'm struggling with forgiveness. Because he told me if I didn't forgive him, God wouldn't forgive me for my sins. And I'm like, it doesn't work that way. So me and my mom went and confronted him and his mom. He was very arrogant about it. And that's one of the most unsettling things about the whole situation. And what makes it even worse is that I still have to see him do family functions. And it's not normal for somebody to have basically distorted your rearing. I never got to choose who I wanted to give my virginity to.
Wow.
It was taken. I never felt sacred. I never felt pure. From the first incident with the first person I told you about, my cousin, once you get violated at the age of 6 and it's that early and it progresses to the age of, I was 10, and it was actually the summer that my father died, it was almost an insult to injury that you would actually do it again. My father just died, and it wasn't like I was in a house where people were neglectful. It's just my grandma had a very big house, and she actually, back in the day, they used to go to these things they call teas. And she had went to a tea. She's a retired nurse. And, prior to that, it was happening, when you're younger and kids play house. You're not supposed to play house with your cousins. And there was penetration. It wasn't like just house and hunching. It was, penetration. And it had went on from 5, 6, 7, 8. And then, I would come back and it was still like happening. And, my mom, she was in and out. She would go away, come back, go away and come back. And I'm almost certain for those times if she was there, it wouldn't have happened. My mom had a very strong presence. So I just felt like I was being taken advantage of because my mother was not there all the time. Okay. But I just want to stress the importance of, molestation is not okay. It makes you feel, you just look through a different lens in life as you're growing up. That's why I'm writing my book, because I know that there's so many other, it's almost like it's common. It's like a common epidemic, and it's so disheartening because it's not normal. I promise you, like every other woman I speak to has this same story. And they, throughout the years, I struggled with promiscuity. It's just once you get violated in that way and you're not counseled and you're not encouraged in, moving forward, it's very challenging. It's very challenging. Thereafter, my mom moved back here. She took me out of high school. Like, I had like 4 months left. Came down here, went to the school here for 4 months, went back and graduated with my class. Um, I didn't want to be back here, so I would stay with a friend. Got into a disagreement with her boyfriend. He shot me. If I didn't run, I would have been dead. You know, God has given me so much favor. Um, Thereafter, he was convicted for murder and died a miserable death in prison. Then I met my oldest son's father, and you know, I was happy again. And when my son turned 2, he got murdered. So then I went. My son turned 2, like 97. His father got murdered in 98. Now, prior to that, I went to prison for drugs. I sold drugs. That was in 94, 95. They sentenced me to 10 years in prison, 9 months pregnant. First time ever getting in trouble. 9 months pregnant, right here. And I got sentenced to 10 years, but I got suspended to 7. But I only ended up doing 5.5 months. Like, God has been so good to me. Like, the favor, you know, that I've gotten. I came, well, it's like my timeline. So before that, while I was 7 months pregnant, I tried to commit suicide. I took like 28 sleeping pills. And all I remember is waking up and falling out the bed. My mom, she would always come check on me, and I got out the bed. And all I remember her saying is, "What is wrong with you?" And I blacked out. Next thing I woke up in the hospital at Roper. They made me drink some black charcoal like oil. It's pulpy, like orange juice, but it's black and like oil. And they made me drink it because they told me, because I was 7 months pregnant, if I didn't drink it, they would have to pump my stomach. And I was afraid of that. So I drank it, everything, you know, I came back, you know, to my normal self. Went to court in October 26, 1995. That's when they sentenced me to the 10 years. I only did 5.5 months because I was eligible for shock probation. But could you imagine? I had my son in Richland Memorial with a correctional officer in my room. I didn't have a traditional birth like your family get to come in and nobody could be there. Then thereafter, I got out and I tried to live a normal life. You know, but when you're a felon, it's like you tagged. When you're a felon, you tagged. I went to school. I got a few degrees and still been pushing. I had jobs. I had great jobs. I worked at the Chamber of Commerce, the Charleston Area Visitors Bureau, Low Country Medical Associates. I had good jobs. And then I started having more kids. You know, I had my oldest son, but then I had my middle son and my twins. That's one of my twins right there. I had 3 kids in 11 months. 3 kids in 11 months. My postpartum was so real.
Got it.
And I want to talk about that as well, because we as black people think postpartum doesn't happen to us. Postpartum happens to us.
Wow.
You know, it was almost like I was in another state of psychosis. I literally had to ask people to come sit in my truck just so I can go buy milk. You know, I had 3 kids that couldn't walk. So it was just little things like that. I thought the world was over. I thought I was quarantined in my house. And, you know, their father was, you know, my 3 kids are for the same person. Thank God. I was very big on morale. If my oldest son's father didn't get murdered, I probably would have still had my kids with him. It was big for me to have my kids with one person. I wanted that fairy tale, get married type of thing. But, you know, life happens. People are people. And, you know, you have to move forward. And that's why I want to write my book to talk about the series of my life. You know, from molestation, prison, being shot, postpartum, and how far God has brought me. My kids are, like, healthy, smart. They're my everything. And in July of 2015, I started my own business with my daughter, Dinah, indicative of the name, Dynasty Lip Whip. So we hand make organic lip hybrids. It's a crossbreed between lipstick and lip gloss. Essential oils, shea butter, pigments, all handmade, no machines, no parabens, no chemicals. We have over 60 unique colors.
Wow.
We create the colors by mixing different pigments together. And I've always been like in love with the constellation of colors. And sometimes I would go in stores and I would never see like the colors that I wanted. And I used to do things like take the eyeliner and put it on my lip and then put like gloss over it because I didn't like dry matte. I have dry skin, so I didn't like dry. So I created this brand because I thought it would be awesome that you could get the best of both worlds. You could have, the moisture, the color, and it's eco-friendly. So this is one of them. This is called Tattoo. Very rich in texture, and it feels amazing. The shelf life is, I would say, longer than a year because It's made with essential oils and shea butter, all organic ingredient. It looks exactly, it's true to color. It looks exactly like it does in the jar. This is onyx. I actually have it on now. It's a black. Some of my whips have two names. I call this Nefertiti as well. Indicative of the Nefertiti. And this is a new color, Ballerina. Can tell I'm not a pink girl. I like all the rich colors, but I have to cater to the people. So that's Ballerina, and this is one of my. These are all like my popular colors. This is Booney. It's a nice metallic purple. I named it after my cousin in New York because she loves purple. And all of the like common colors were already taken, like purple rain, purple haze, and purple this and purple that. But I do have a Purple Rain and Glitter. So I named it after her because she loved purple. So I gave her some homage. Shout out to Booney. And this is brown sugar.
Brown sugar now.
I have like...
So I got you excited about my wife, so I was like, get some brown sugar in your life. That's what I got.
And shout out to your wife because she's purchased some of my lip whips.
She did. I was excited when she got that. I was like,
yeah,
good, Grace,
she went
Zion.
She went to a makeup artist who's a customer of mine who's very good at what she does, Shaquan Lincoln. And she shouted me out. And I love supporting my people, I reciprocate the love. So this is one of the most popular ones. I also have a gold one that's similar to this, but it's different. This is more bronzy, but this really is like runway stuff. Like you make a statement with this. And then this is one of my newest colors that I just created. It's almost like never-ending colors when you could just mix pigments. Like you can just mix all kind of colors together. And the great thing about these, you can make great lip combos with, all of them. You never know what you come up with. That's the great thing. You can just take a scoop and put it all together. You never know what you're going to get. That's the great thing about mixing. And my daughter is the true chemist. So shout out to Dinah.
Dinah. That's like I said. Shout out to Dinah right now. So everybody who's watching this. So tell people how can they get in contact with you.
Okay, and this is Derby.
That's Derby.
Yeah.
Got it.
You can get in touch with me through Facebook. I have Tiffany Starr Williams is my personal page. Dynasty Lip Whip is my business page. DYNAH-STYLIPWHIPS. Dynasty Lip Whip, indicative of my daughter's name, Dinah. Then she also has a Glitter Bugs by Dynasty Lip Whips page, which is catered to the teens, but the adults seem to love the glitter as well. So they're glitter infused. I also have a nonprofit called MAPS Inc. It's the acronym for Mothers Against the Absence of Paternal Support. And I started it in February 19th of 2009. My only struggle is grants. But the mission is to provide financial and supplemental support to single moms who have existing court orders in a rearage of $5,000 or more. And, I'm going to start taking my personal funds and just, doing things for them like moms with brunch with moms or little things like that because it's an economic crisis when women, and I'm not saying that there aren't any great fathers out there who take care of children without the mothers.
Got it.
But the mothers are the majority who are taking care of these kids by themselves. It's an economic crisis. And I just want to bridge the gap in that, because there are other nonprofits out there where people can just go to, like, I'm not going to say their name to slight them, but sometimes you can just go to any nonprofit and they'll pay your rent, they'll pay your light bill, and it's like a first come, first served basis. I want this tailored only to single moms who have their children, custody of their children, who are fighting the courts, because some counties are more lax and lackadaisical than others as far as getting these guys into court. You know, you have a court order of $5,000 arrearage or more. You know, I want to do something for them twice a year or every 6 months, whichever comes first. I don't care if they have never, you know, went to their favorite restaurant, or if they've never bought their kids something that they couldn't buy them before. You know, everybody needs a little sprinkle of joy, a little blessing somewhere here and there. And when you're not, you know, some guys are just horrible. They'll never pay.
Got it.
And it's just that I want to be that outlet for them through funding, where they can come when they have a crisis and not be denied because they weren't the first come, first serve for the other, you know, nonprofits. Amen. That's my passion, you know, is because I am them. You know, me and my kids' dad are in a great place right now, but there were times where we weren't. And, you know, with me having 3 kids under, you know, all 11 months apart, like there's 3 kids, it was really hard for me. It's still hard now. But one of the reasons I've been able to create things to kind of, you know, add to my income. And you got to get creative out here, especially when you're a felon like me. You know, you don't get those chances over and over again to get good jobs once you know. I couldn't pay for daycare for 3 kids. Wow. So I had to, like, let some of my jobs go that were really rewarding.
Got it.
So I just want to be a voice for the single moms, women out here. You know, as somebody out here getting violated right now, it's an esteem issue.
Got it.
You know, women out, it's really, you just never, you walk around and you feel like a freak. You know what I mean? You feel like a freak, and then men gawk at you, and, you know, you got a lot of, you know, misconception out here, ruses to confuse you, and you just begin to think your world is consumed with sex. You know, once you've been violated at that early, you know, it's like, you know, people got to understand that, you know, these people, some of these people need to get prosecuted.
Amen.
Because sometimes that could actually give you a little bit of grace, knowing that, you know, the person got prosecuted. But in my case, neither of them did.
Wow.
And I still have to see one of them. So, you know, I know I'm a strong person, you know, because some of the things that I have to endure mentally just to keep the peace is hard. It's really, really hard, you know. And I just want to be that voice for women with all of my business. I want to make them pretty. I want them to understand that it's not normal to be violated in that way, and just to keep moving forward and, you know, create the life that you want.
Amen. Amen. Well, you just heard right now, Miss Tiffany Williams. She gave a phenomenal story. Follow her right now. Get connected. As you can see, I told you, I got a fighter right next to me. So I want you all here that's listening, get connected, sow into her life, sow into her business. You got to understand, God can take you from something that's from the dirt to the top of the mountaintop. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. So family, right now, stay in prayer. Stay in prayer for her right now. Pray that God keeps her at peace, that she changes her business catapults, that people that she wants to impact, that she impacts those individuals. Never think it's all about you. When God gives you a vision, he gives you a game plan. It's not just for you, it's for other people as well. That's all the time I got. My name is Calvin with the Logan Power Show, nationwide, worldwide. Mrs. Tiffany Star Williams, nationwide, worldwide. We love you. We'll see you on next week.
My name is Channing Walker, and I have a heart for those struggling with mental illness, fighting cancer, and those in addiction. God has helped me triumph over these afflictions, and I know that He can do the same for you.
Karen Jane Casey, author, domestic violence advocate, and podcaster. I invite you to go to my website, KarenJaneCasey.com, and AbundantLivingWKaren.usana.com. There you'll learn about my business, books, and podcasts, such as My Dear Rosa Jean, Turn to God, and Abundant Living. That's KarenJaneCasey.com. Thank you.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Miss Myra, inviting you to visit with us on the porch of the I Am Special Movement, a community neighborhood collaboration organization where we spread messenger wisdom to uplift all. Meet us each Sunday on the porch, 6 p.m. Eastern, for the To Uplift All podcast on Storm Talk 365 Radio Network, and 7 p.m. Eastern for our live interactive I Am Special To Uplift All teleconference where porch talk is going on. Bye, y'all.
We are here to make an impact in the community. Our job is to be the voice. Be that voice for those that feel lost, hopeless. They need that hope, that joy to uplift themselves, the love that they're looking for. We're here to basically make people become more aware of what's going on in the community. We're here to make a difference. I'm telling you right now, come on to the show today. Access at www.loganpowershow.us. Call stay at 843-697-5545 or emails at theloganpowershow@gmail.com. This is the actual network. This is the actual show that's going to change your lives. I promise you. You sow into this show, the Bible promise turn on your giving. If you come on this show, your life is going to change. We're here, family, just for you. We will be your voice. You will get the victory, and to God be the glory. Hey, this is me, your host, Calvin Logan, the Logan Power Show, nationwide, worldwide. I appreciate you. Love you, family.